Are you serious? We're live. We're live, 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 live. And it's insane what's going on now. Typhoon Haishen. Typhoon Haishen, a super typhoon, a super duper typhoon. This thing's a monster. This is the biggest storm of the year in 2020, without question. And it's going to hit Okinawa again. I mean, my son is like, Dad, this is insane. Third typhoon in 3 weeks. But they're not going to take a direct hit. But it's going to be bad enough. He said the winds are going to be in between 75 and 100 miles an hour. But the storm itself is right now a Category 4, and it will be even bigger than that by the time it hits South Korea. It will be a super Cat 5, Cat 6, but they don't have such a thing. So they call them super typhoons with winds of 200 miles an hour. This is insanity. Let me put a shout out right now, if I could, if you guys don't mind, to health, www.healthwithpaul.com. That's www.healthwithpaul.com. After 20 years, when you get 20 years old, your body will naturally decrease its collagen production by 12% each decade. This is a leading reason as to why skin appears thinner and more wrinkled as we age. Matter of fact, ageless multi-collagen provides you with the 5 types of collagen your body needs in one complete protein. You'll enjoy powerful support for your body, with results you can see and feel in just a few short weeks. Guys, here it is. It's Ageless Multi-Collagen by BioTrust. Go to www.healthwithpaul.com. That's www.healthwithpaul.com. No, there's no human collagen in this. I would never endorse it. Instead, 5 different types of collagen: eggs, fish, and plants, mixed with a great complete protein. You can get this ageless. Listen, it's tasteless, it's odorless. You're ageless with ageless collagen. Okay, check it out at www.healthwithpaul.com. www.healthwithpaul.com. Here's what's going on, guys, with this super typhoon. So glad you guys are with me right now. This is bad. This is really going to be bad. And so just hang on. And really, South Korea is going to take the worst of it, unfortunately, okay? Really unfortunately for these folks. Typhoon Haishen is bearing down on Japan and South Korea, and the storm's timing couldn't be worse, as it comes right on the heels of Typhoon Maisik, which my son and family over in Okinawa took a direct hit on that one. It will make landfall soon, but Haishen became the first super typhoon of the season in the Western Pacific Ocean late this past week, according to the Joint Typhoon Warning Center. Despite losing some wind intensity and no longer holding that status, Haishen, Super Typhoon Haishen, remains a powerful, dangerous typhoon as it nears land. The Korean Peninsula is bracing for its third significant typhoon within 3 weeks, and a strike within this time Maisik, and then right before that was Typhoon Bobby, which made landfall in North Korea back on August 27th. Residents still recovering from those 2 powerful storms will have little time to prepare for Haishen. It's just unreal. And tracking in an area of light wind and very warm ocean water, Haishen surpassed Maisik as the strongest storm in the West Pacific. So far this season, the former super typhoon was packing a 10-minute sustained winds of 185 kilometers per hour. That's 115 miles an hour as of this afternoon. This is equivalent to a Category 4, and it's going to even get much more powerful. This thing is a monster in size. Haishen could follow right behind Typhoon Maisik, who followed right behind typhoon Bobby, and aim after hitting southern Japan or Okinawa again. Korean Peninsula will then be next, this time bringing record doses of tropical impacts, explained by AccuWeather, the leading international meteorologist Jason Nichols. Okay, this has the potential for particularly devastating for some parts of southern Japan and South Korea, as two very strong typhoons, both the equivalent of major hurricanes in the Atlantic, could strike in almost the same spot in less than a week. That is wrong. I mean, just absolutely insane. Any building or infrastructure that is weakened or sustained minor damage from Typhoon Haishen could then be taken out by this super typhoon Haishen, and it will be from the northern Ryukyu Islands, which that's where, and the southern islands there in Japan. So it's going to hit right in the same spot where my son lives again. On Thursday, Japanese officials told residents to brace for impacts from the storm, urging many to evacuate their homes. People in the affected areas should not hesitate to evacuate their homes and find shelter, even though they may be worried about becoming infected with the new coronavirus. You got to get out of the storm. And these areas could go through devastating impacts in terms of widespread power outages, flooding, mudslides, landslides, flash floods, extensive wind damage because of these anticipated impacts. Haishen is expected to be a 4 on the AccuWeather real impact scale for tropical cyclones in Japan, and a 4 in South Korea on the real impact scale. It is a 6-point scale with ratings less than 1 to 1 to 5. So this is crazy, guys. This is a super typhoon. Here we go again. Would you guys pray for my family, my son Paul, Andrew Begley, and his wife Sarah, and my 2 granddaughters that are living there in Okinawa and are going to face their 3rd typhoon in 3 weeks. Are you serious? Something biblical is going on over there in the South Pacific. And don't forget, you got China, you got all this other stuff going on, but this is a very, very eerie, scary thing. We have to really pray as we're running out of time. Give your life to Jesus Christ and pray one for another, because the weather patterns are just increasingly getting more and more dangerous. And that's because the atmospheric compression is causing straight line winds to get stronger, which in turn causes storms to even intensify as the pressure builds. It's just unbelievable. Are you serious? Call on the name of Jesus. Give your life to Jesus Christ, because there's a storm coming that makes these look like little drizzles. Okay? We're talking about a storm of fire that will fall from the sky in the last days. Don't be left behind. Call on the name of Jesus Christ. We're running out of time.